It seems it's work now. Yeah, okay. So today we break down picture of Alfonso Font. So here, very cool picture, like very busy city view and interior at the same time. So, and like I tell before, first need to see space, how like perspective grids making space, and here's like perfect example is to show this two different space. One space inside interior, in one space outside the window, this view, city view, because they have two different perspective grid. They kind of have like same horizon line but different grid. So instead of like colliding them together and trying to draw like together all these two grids, you can just draw them separately. So let's like show here, for example. So here we have this like a window line, edge of the window. Probably it's a ground, since it's like wall, glass wall. So this kind of ground inside building. It's interior ground. And then, so for this, okay, I don't know what show. So for interior, we have this perspective grid. So this is like Z, and this is like X, and Y is just vertical, right? But for exterior, we have like vanishing point for Z. Here will be vanishing point. So this like horizon line, then this vanishing point. So all these Z lines go here, and X will be parallel to page. This horizontal, parallel to horizon line, and same Y vertical. So we have inside building, it's like this, and outside building it's like this. And it's kind of easier to separate them by interior exterior instead of trying to draw all grid for all picture, so you will like really confuse. So here's this window line. This like this Z axis. this x axis, and just a couple vertical lines, for example. Oh, hello, sneaky burrito. Yeah, I mean, in the real life, if you will watch, it's a lot of perspective in perspective, you know. So it's like actually, it's very simple version. Like when we draw, most of the time we need to find how to make it more simple. So you need to ignore all these variations, all these extra vanishing points, like my tutorials with Masamune Shirow. You know, like if you draw like this, like ellipse stuff, yeah, you can also see it as many vanishing points. You know, like so then to see like exactly how it built or stuff. Or instead you can just see one vanishing point and kind of make this curvilinear line. So we always look how to make it more simple. And this artist like very cool. He just put all this view for one vanishing point perspective, when in real life it might be like real view, and I'm almost sure in real life it's not so direct. It will be like more wobble, like more vanishing points. Okay, so here let's see these two tables. And so her figure also in this perspective, she follow perspective of interior. She follows this perspective grid. So it's like this, you see. Her torso lines, they follow in this Z line. She kind of standing parallel to this table. So if we have this table here, and her shoulders and her hips, they all parallel, they follow in same perspective grid, like a table. Так. Uh, yeah, because like her this building in which she standing kind of, it's not parallel. So it's like if we have these buildings here and these buildings here, right? They're kind of parallel to this road, and they all have same vanishing point. But this building where she's standing, it's I don't know, it's like 45 maybe angle. So if this road like this, here other buildings standing like this, and her building standing like this. So probably road is turning somewhere here. I don't know. but this is a reason why we have different perspective grids here. Back here. It's kind of we have different options how to make our drawing interesting. We can put like many elements. We can put like narrative in our drawing, or also like a complex perspective. Also, it's like a more puzzles with a perspective. Just very quickly close the sketch here. So also what is interesting, important to notice, it's you keep like analyzing for like every possible structure. So this I show you, it's a perspective grid. So it's like a structure of space, right? So I find it's like, okay, it's two general space here, inside, outside. They're like have their own rules. Then we look like what kind of objects outside. So here it's always kind of this rule is like closer to us, more strong for shortening. Like perspective have more volume. It's more like, I don't know, like whoa, like, you know, like very strong perspective. More far, it's more flat. So here in this, let's say, like about here, we have very cool box-like buildings. Then here, they're more like, I don't know, they look like three-dimensional. And then on the upper part here, they're absolutely flat, you know. So if you draw all your drawing like this upper part, it will look like a cartoony children drawing, you know, like this minimalistic funny drawing. So key is to make this transition. It's to like put this like super like to the flat image on the far away, and be more like render it more three-dimensionally here on a close place. So let's say here we have this screen with ancient TV and a radio. So, and again, you know, it's kind of interesting. So here we have this perspective, right? We have this vanishing point for other perspective. right? So it's like they have same horizon line. That's important because they kind of have same surface, they have same ground, they all extending on the ground. That's like planet Earth, right? So, and here all stuff that parallel to table, it will just follow this perspective grid. But sometimes it can be rotated, like this radio on a TV. So here we have this radio rotated like this, and now I can find where is vanishing point if I will just like extend this line until it intersects with the horizon line, and then just move it back. So kind of this. So this radio is kind of exist in the middle between these two systems. And again, like I say, it's like point here, it's more like about how to make process more convenient instead of like put everything perspective grid for everything on a picture. You say like, hey, actually like inside buildings all stuff following mostly this perspective grid, and outside buildings they follow in their own perspective grid, so I will draw them separately. But if I will have something like this, like a rotated radio or a chair, okay, I can use this horizon line to, it's even, sometimes it's not so important, but maybe if I want to make sure perspective is correct, so I can like check where will be vanishing point, stuff like this. But mostly actually you don't need even to look for this vanishing point, because you have this experience of drawing stuff in perspective, and you can just eyeball how to rotate stuff. Like you have this stable surface and you just draw stuff in a different angle. Just after some experience you will feel when it's look right and when it's look like odd. Like here this radio is little wrong, so again I see here reason for this. It's because it's because this radio, this doesn't follow this perspective grid, and it doesn't follow this perspective grid. It's kind of in between, and he make a mistake here. Okay, again can proudly spot mistake in the master work. So because this one, if like bottom line here, right, it will follow vanishing point somewhere here. But if we look this line have like vanishing point about here. So here, confuse here with this radial perspective. Ah, okay, I make louder. Так. One, two, three. 1, 2, 3. Tell me if this sound is okay, not too loud. Just make sure it's not cracking, like, you know, don't break your sound system. Так, okay, so here we have, let's say here, if I draw phone parallel to table, it will be like this, right? Like it's ground. It will be like this telephone. But I can a little rotate it. even without perspective grid, because I can kind of feel what extent looks like okay. Extent here, I mean, like which level of foreshortening should be applied here. So if I draw it on the table like this, it will be too strong. It will looks like if it's going down, and so I need to make sure it's correct foreshortening. So something like this will look here right. So I can kind of turn around any angle. Just important is to make sure foreshortening is like don't break in this kind of perspective grid here. So, and then let's see, is something like this. Okay, cool. Can I move her hand? So again, like you need to practice some time just to break this barrier in your mind, or like when you afraid of drawing something in perspective, because all this it's illusion, and in reality you just draw in boxes in space. So you kind of, I think you learn very fast how to draw box in perspective, right? So all other time is still what you do. You keep drawing boxes. You just need to more practice to comprehend how much it's a simple idea, kind of. Let's see about this funicular, and this thing is, I think, have other perspective. It's not clear what is form, but seems it's different perspective. It's like, okay, if it's here, let's say it's following here perspective. Yeah, this is what I mean. This, if inside building we have this perspective, right? Outside building we have this perspective with the vanishing point. But they both have same horizon line. Like this have same horizon line with this. So if like I want to draw something here which is not following this perspective grid and don't follow this perspective grid, so it's like rotated somewhere, but it's still standing like parallel to ground, so it means it will have same horizon line as all these perspective grids. So then I just see, okay, if it have same horizon line, so maybe it will have vanishing point somewhere inside picture, like this radio, right? So this radio have like vanishing point here. So, but and like let's say for example here. So it's like perspective number 3. So have this perspective, now it's number 3 perspective. You see, nobody will teach you this in other channels. Secret magic of perspective. So, and he, on this picture, he been confused. So, like, he makes this angle here, right? So, if we continue this line, like, okay, maybe this. If we continue this line on the bottom of radio, it will go, go. So vanishing point will be here. So if I come back from this vanishing point, okay, you see, so if it will follow same perspective with this bottom, here angle will be like this. So instead, like, you know, sometimes it's happen, like sometimes maybe you like distracted by something, you come back and you forget what rules you have for a bottom of a radio, and you like this top of a radio, he draw parallel to these buildings, you see. So we have this one perspective for these buildings and he draw parallel. So he got confused because like this line here is not parallel to any grid. It's not parallel to interior, it's not parallel to outdoors. It just have its own vanishing point. Like here. So, and again, it's kind of, it's good to copy some artist, to break in, not copy just like, oh, I want to make it similar. No, you break it down to construction, kind of, right? And you learn, kind of, you even see mistakes so you can avoid in your work. Так. Так. change hairstyle for fun. Так. So definitely don't get copyright claim. Who is this? This is my own picture. Oh, in my okay, I'm kind of, new generation artist. I don't know what this thing. So she kind of tried look in the phone. It's like, hey, I can see you. Your your Skype is broken. Так. Yeah, it's like radio and cable cars. They are not. They don't have grid. They just have vanishing point. You know, so kind of you don't need to make perspective grid for one object. Just one object will use its own vanishing point. So you see it's here. So same horizon line, but if some objects rotated, they will have their own vanishing point. So it's idea again is like I trying to explain approach, like systematic approach, which is make your work more organized. So you're not like confused with like, oh, so many perspectives, so many vanishing point. No, you say like first, like hierarchy. Like first it's a space, and you see like you just see how many objects will follow same perspective. Then you use this as perspective grid. So because here all the stuff they follow same perspective, so then I make perspective grid for them. And when it's some exceptions, okay, you just make individual perspective for each exception. Or you can like sloppy draw them so they will be wrong, but nobody will notice because like this radio here, I never notice it. I only noticed today because start to draw it, because so many stuff here. And still it's not very critical. It's like, okay, like radio is not in perspective, no big deal. It's not like break all, it's not like destroying this picture, you know. Because hierarchy, because like if it's some one object lost perspective, it's no big deal. But when we have like major mistakes in the overall perspective, then everybody will notice it. Even if they don't understand, they will kind of feel it. They will feel something wrong. Like when we draw people, and like everybody can feel like when is wrong proportions or you like mistake with anatomy. Nobody know anatomy, but everybody will see it's badly drawn, kind of like these fingers here. So this kind of things everybody see every day. Like people experts in daily objects, like we can see immediately if something wrong. Because we see people every day. For all our life we watch people. So if if something go wrong, we will see immediately. Like if something not normal, kind of. Same here, like here you have like general rule is kind of norm for your picture, and when something is going out from this general rule, it's kind of breaking this norm, and it also will take attention to itself, kind of, you know. So usually everybody talk about this when talk about colors, like color harmonies. We have like all this harmony around, like close colors close to each other, and then contrast color, like this thing here. It's a contrast color. So here so many green, this like bluish green, yellow green, green, and red color. So we kind of always see this thing. We always see this what's it called, wagon, flying wagon. cable trolley, cable car. So because I don't know context of this picture, but probably most likely this trolley, it's a part of a story. Maybe like previous or next picture will show somebody inside this trolley, like some other character, or something happens there, you know. No, always think about normal and not normal. It's actually uh, in every theory of composition. So, because if you make a movie or song, anything you make, every composition based on these principles of a kind of recognition and labeling somehow, you know. So because it's like our fundamental kind of like instinct, something, you know, like we want very quickly, we need to see where is the danger, like where is our where is like safe, where is danger, who is our ally, who is our enemy, kind of this, you know. So all is based I think, on this stuff. And then like theater and all this stuff, like art, it's based on these things. So yeah, let's say like eyes. You know, everybody talk about this example, like eyes. Our brain have like system to like super fast notice if somebody look at us. You know, like no, I mean not like from behind. This I don't know, but if like here, imagine you standing and there are like so many stuff happen, but then somebody standing looking at you, and you will see like, hey, somebody looking at me, you know. Or when is only tree and I don't know, like some objects, and within this objects it's eyes there, somebody like looking like from tree or something, like you know. So even if it's like they say this two dots, right, like a smiley face, we immediately recognize it as the eyes, because every two dots, like our brain will like a paranoid, you'll see like what's this, is this looking, somebody looking at me, you know, like, oh, what is this two dots, like immediately like, is this like a tiger want to eat me? Так. I can put here. Have chair. Or it's like if something happen, so like, okay, we see it's like unrest, kind of, it's some problem, kind of, it's not normal. Normally it's more quiet, like people not running, not screaming, nothing falling down, it's no like cracking sounds and explosions, kind of, right? So when you see something like this, you think like, okay, I better don't go there. Just run away. So it's kind of yeah, all is very reasonable. So you will not stand in there and say like, why am I so judging about this? Maybe I should say, be more tolerant for some dude with a knife screaming like, I will kill you all. So like, wait a second, no, it sounds unsafe, you know. So better run away from there. So yeah, my point's kind of like we, like artists, kind of, right? Like we need to understand what is normal and how deviation works, so we can use this deviation for making effect. Because like normal help you to ground your effect, so it's will like connected to reality, because we see something like this in our life, so we can say like, okay, this is real, this is possible, right? So we need to know normal to ground it, kind of. And also we need to kind of go kind of to edge of this normal, like if we want to I don't know, like to kind of grab attention, right? So like let's say like you draw character who have some like special features, like very characteristic. So it will be like this like a scar or like face expression or something like not really usual, you know. And all this like buildings, shapes. Same, yeah, maybe like in the music it will be, let's say we have like this nature sounds, quiet, like this like weird wind sounds, right? And we have this slams of metal, like falling rocks, all this. So it's like music, let's say like heavy metal, right? So um, when it's if you will listen like all the time, I don't know, it just became just like a noise in the head, you know. So sometimes like if you turn it off, go to look normal stuff around, and then again it's like, oh, I want some energy, I want some crazy noise, you again listen some heavy metal. And somebody, I think also somebody also listen, well, it's different reason, somebody listen heavy metal because it helped to organize hell inside themselves, kind of. Because like there's some kind of people like who's just like very explosive and I don't know how to say it, just chaotic, yeah, like inside like too many like anger and emotions and energy. So heavy metal actually will looks like a more soft version of things like people feel inside. Yeah, so you know you can see these kind of types of people. So if like some metalhead, he wants some kind of energy and maybe like he want to trigger his some inner like this, I don't know, ancient primitive vibes kind of. But for others it's just like say like, okay, now I feel like like my energy is just more balanced. I don't know, just made up this theory. Like some people finding peace in heavy metal. Hello, Konstantinos. Yeah, I have a Gumroad. I think a link. Wait me a second. Give you a link. Yeah, I have a Gumroad. I think a link. Hey. Lol. Wait a second. Why it's not my. Uh, I also work on a book about drawing motorcycles. It will be like very, very detailed, like encyclopedia about motorcycles, but also many tutorials how to draw in perspective all these motorcycle parts, different type of motorcycles. Very, very interesting. Make a lot of research. So main material will be in a book, but later I will also make some video tutorials like for Gumroad, for YouTube. I'll just keep some more drawing for basic stuff in a book. Cool, yeah. Let's try out. So here, interesting also aspect here in this illustration. So if well, it's like again, like I explained with transition in a space. So here close to us, this stuff is very three-dimensional. So it's like this, like boxes in perspective, right? So then we have here, it still have like three-dimensional features, but it's very much like horizontal shapes. Then this part is very much vertical shapes, some nature, and again all this background part here, all mostly based on the vertical lines. So every shape here, they will like base on this vertical stuff. So this kind of interesting thing to notice when you work. It's like some kind of construction principle. So here it will be more like horizontal. Let's say again here. So you can see all this very much going this way. Then here it's more like this vertical rhythms. So it's sort of like perspective grid, but it's not perspective grid. It's just like grid, grid for composition. For study, just any cheap paper is good. Like, yeah, because if you don't want to keep, it's just for practice. So if you, like me, like often I draw just after I will drop it to trash. So like I have all this is DIY. This DIY sketchbook, I was just kind of anxious and like making sketchbook for myself, you know. Like, in this paper very thick. It's kind of because it's for watercolor, because it's like very nice for watercolor. It's cheap, but it's holding this pretty well. I just think for a future it will be quality will be lost. So usually it's kind of problem with cheap paper, it will be lost. But then this one, like when I do this kind of practice with the motorcycles, yeah, so it's kind of very cheap paper. Also I make this like DIY, and I just draw in. If like I don't need, I can just tear it out and drop it to trash. So here somewhere. So it's like Springer fork. Very interesting stuff. can see in some motorcycles. So now I drawing this for a book. Make a scans. Like here I have this like different frames for different motorcycles. Been like research a lot. Just look like basic construction and like see how I can teach it. So like different discs, a lot of stuff. So it will be like real encyclopedia for artists, how to draw motorcycle. So yeah, and again, here other one, it's a sketchbook with Copic paper. This is Copic paper. So it's perfect for Copic markers because with this paper you can use Copic markers longer. It's help you economy ink. With this other paper, ink will be like soaked in, and you will spend too much ink, like a waste of ink. So stuff I use in the metro. So again, anyway, like what is your purpose? This purpose is just for study. Okay, you don't need any special paper. It just should be durable enough to use pencil and ink. If you want to keep it for future or you want to sell, then you need good quality paper. I think you can just talk with the salesman in art shop about paper quality. So what texture of paper? It's for me it even depends on the mood. Sometimes I like soft paper, sometimes I like rough paper. But mostly if it's study, okay, just any paper is okay. You just drawing a lot. Cool. Yeah. Thank you for visiting my streams. Hmm. Interesting. So, where, where are you? So, like, which kind of? It's like Center America or how it goes? What time zone you're living? Yeah. See you. Ah, Eastern. Okay. Cool. Here will be carpet. Anyway, here just some experiment with ink. Not really, not anything serious. Just see how can I quickly make some shading. Lazy shading test. Okay, so this kind of practice for today. Different vibes. Might look like more like apocalypse scenario, like everything in the fire, but cannot stop talk to with a best friend. And here is some adventure or detective story from Alfonso Font. He have this comic book bande dessinée. I will look more for it. Yeah, Alfonso Font. See you in next video. Thank you.